Yo. Welcome to In Defense Of, a new series on this channel where we defend characters from popular opinion that doesn't favor them very well or just false criticisms. So today you're wondering, why Lloyd? Why do you need to defend him? He's one of the most beloved characters. He's one of the most popular characters. Well, I said either popular opinion that doesn't favor people well or factually incorrect criticisms. Now, this video is going to be objective, not subjective, not my opinion, objective fact about the character of Lloyd. Now, I just want to state right off the bat, if you do not like the character of Lloyd, that is completely okay. You have the right to that opinion. Personally, I like the character, but people who say he's poorly written or a boring character or whatever, we're going to get to those eventually, it's not true. Like I said, you don't have to like the character, but saying that he's poorly written is just factually incorrect. Is Lloyd a Mary Sue? So a Mary Sue basically implies that a character is gifted, overpowered, just absolutely all that in a bag of chips for no reason. No, that is not Lloyd at all. He did not become the most powerful ninja out of nowhere. This man started off in one of the worst places possible. He was an orphan child. His father is one of the most evil people on the face of the planet. His mother was trying to prevent a fight between him and his father, and he was just trying to find his place in the world, and the ninja kept kicking his butt because he was just a little brat. But when he was told that he was going to be the Green Ninja, guess what? Nope, not anymore. He didn't become good overnight. He was on the fence of being evil because he leaned closer to being good. He just wanted to be like his father. He was still playing pranks and he was still being the same kind of kid. He just wasn't doing stuff like releasing ancient evils from tombs. But I don't understand. Why do people think he's overpowered and just became the focus of the show right away when he wasn't even in the credits until season 2? Like, it still baffles me why people think that he just stole the show, because he wasn't even a part of defeating the Great Devourer either. I find Lloyd's journey to be one of the most compelling arcs I have ever seen in fiction history, and I'm not saying that as an exaggeration or a hyperbole. I really do believe that this man has went through some serious stuff, all right? Lloyd went from being a sort of joke adversary to one of the most valued ninja allies, and that wasn't just overnight. That took time, that took character development, and that took good writing to do it and pull it off. So saying that Lloyd has boring, bland main character syndrome is just false in every conceivable way, because he started from one of the most unlikely places, and then bam, he became the most powerful ninja. Over time, he didn't even become powerful right away, because first, he took steps towards becoming a good ninja, and he really started coming to his element, pun intended, when he kicked Pythor in the face and he was able to pilot the Destiny's Bounty to the lost city of Ouroboros. That's when he was starting to get his ninja senses. And in the beginning of season 2, he was training and he was learning how to do spinjitzu. It didn't happen automatically. He just accidentally learned spinjitzu. He just accidentally was able to do it, and then he was able to start controlling his powers. They were still out of control, but he used the out of control factor to his advantage to escape in an episode called Double Trouble. But then at the end of that episode, he was able to master it. So listen, the fact that he took time to manage his powers does not make him overpowered. In fact, it kind of makes it the opposite, don't you think? Anyways, he also has the arc of going from a child and then just aging up to save the day, and that was a mature decision for him to make, but they handled the decision with grace and dignity, and I really, really liked the way they handled it. That was such a well-done moment, and it was very earned. In that episode, he was going through either holding on to the childhood that he wanted to have, or the responsibility that he has been given that he didn't want. And he chose the mature route of trying to do what was best and embracing the role of good, and that was really just a powerful moment. It gets even better when he doesn't want to fight his father. His father doesn't want to fight him, and eventually they just sort of have to because the Overlord possesses Garmadon's body, and the ninja get picked off one by one on the way up that tower, and then he realizes, I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to go full in, and I have to do what's right, and there's no losing. I can't. The world is relying on me, and if you can tell me that you didn't get through that scene of Lloyd being emotional with his father, like that confrontation, that battle, you are straight up lying, okay? That was a very, very well done scene.
You are all alone.
No, I'm not! My father is still in you. He will fight with me!
Lloyd, stay strong! Fool, you cannot defeat me!
I can try! Fight, father!
Lloyd!
Fight him!
He is the Green Ninja!
You will not take
Fight him!
my son!
You know, I could have just shown that clip and just called it a day. That would have been an instant checkmate to your argument that Lloyd is not a good character. So, to cover our bases for seasons 1 and 2, he is one of the most interesting of the ninja. He has one of the most compelling backstories, and he did not become powerful right away. It took time for him to become the way that he was. It wasn't instant, not making him a Mary Sue, and making him one of the best characters. Alright, time for Season 3, boys. So, Season 3, he is a little bit confident because he defeated the Overlord. The Overlord's back this time for some ungodly reason, and he's confident, you know, he thinks he can deal with this because he's done it before. But his father's there to give him a reality check. No, this isn't like last time. And he's there, you know, chipping off the rough edges of Lloyd. He's not perfect yet. He's not this OP powerful guy. He's still letting overconfidence get in the way of him succeeding. And the events play out of his father being captured because he didn't listen to his father. His father could have died. Garmadon could have bit the dust in Season 3 because of Lloyd. He could have died. But listen, he is still a great character this season because of that imperfection, because of the overconfidence. It still shows that he's human, and they strip away his golden powers, and he's still a good leader. He is still a good leader in this season. I think that's exemplified best in the space episode, where he's just bound, he's determined, he's ready, he's willing, he's just taking charge, and the ninja are able to survive because of him and because of the team. This season was just really good for his character overall. I really liked it. Season 4 isn't as dramatic for Lloyd until the very end, but he is trying to get the ninja team back together. He was the only one that was really dedicated. He was the only one that stayed behind. He was not leaving this. He needed to be the protector. He sacrificed his childhood. He's not leaving this. The others did, but he was the only one that didn't, and he was going to do anything to get them back. And in this season, he has a great dynamic with his father, even better than Season 3, and it's really sad to see Garmadon go, and you understand Lloyd's anger at him leaving at the end. You finally got him back, and then he just has to leave again. But then after he's upset, he's like, I'm gonna see him one last time. I can't just let him go without seeing him. And after this, he does get to see him one last time. Lloyd isn't in this season very much, but whenever he is here, the writers take full advantage. He has some of the best character development since probably season 2, and I really, really love what they did with his character. He is progressing into more of a mentor role here, which is sort of undone by season 6 and 7, because the writers did make a mistake there by swapping the order of his arc, but it's okay, whatever. The loss of Lloyd really shows how much he had an impact on the team, and it's shown very well because the ninja are in shambles after losing him because they don't know what to do. They are afraid of fighting him. They are afraid that if they hurt Moro, they're going to hurt him. And I like how Moro has sort of gotten into his head after Moro is no longer possessing Lloyd. He knows what Lloyd is afraid of. He's afraid of Lloyd being alone, and that's shown in the scene where he finally gets to see his father again, but in the cursed realm. And that scene really tugs at your heartstrings every single time. Even just thinking about it gets me emotional because it's such a great father-son scene, and it's the last time we see Sensei Garmadon ever again. And he's talking about how it wasn't the color of, the gi, it was the color of Lloyd's heart, and what kind of man he chooses to be one day is up to that man. And the scene is done very, very well. It's very fitting. The evolution of the father-son dynamic is one of the best bits of Lloyd's character arc. And to see him sad and scared sometimes during this season, but to see that he's confident but not too confident like he was in season 3. To see him at the end fully embracing a sensei title, but not getting it yet because he does have to work for it. It really is inspiring, and it shows that his character has come a long way since the beginning. Yeah, I'll be honest. Every ninja has a moment here and there, or a season here and there, that is kind of rough for their character. The best thing about Lloyd in this season, other than that sick fedora he wears, is probably the fact that he's a little bit more wiser. Maybe it was because he was cheating and, wishes that he was more like Master Wu, he's wise like him. It shows that he is, rocking that fedora. In all seriousness, though, it wasn't it wasn't the character's fault. This was more of a Nia and Jay season, so basing 1 or 2 seasons on a character makes you, based on a character's worth, makes you actual scum, so don't do that. Season 7 made him a little bit more childish again, which regressed him a little bit. I have no idea why this decision was made, and the ninja stopped listening to him for some reason, even though he's done a lot to save them before. So it's really not the fault of the character, it's just, why? Why did the writers do that? And like I said, don't be scum and base it on, 2 seasons. Now we're back on track. So, Season 8 fixed a little bit of what Season 7 had wrong, with all of just the childishness and a little bit of the immaturity of Lloyd in that season. Lloyd was a decent leader, but he was way better in previous seasons. The Season 7 did him a little bit dirty. Season 8 and 9 and 10 really just brought back a sense of, okay, this is the guy who defeated the Overlord. This is the guy who got the ninja back together. This is Lloyd Garmadon. This is not Lloyd. Season 8 did something very ballsy. They did something different. They basically traumatized Lloyd. That was Season 8, pretty much Sons of Garmadon right there. And Season 9, he was depressed at the beginning. It was really sad. This was one of the lowest lows for him, but he got back up on his feet. He was able to be inspired, and in turn was able to inspire others. He was able to fight back, and he actually does something a little bit crazy this season. In Season 9, he's actually kind of out for revenge. This is something that he has never done before. He's taken a little bit of a dark turn there, and later in other seasons we see that his worst fear is becoming his father, and he's sort of stepping in that boundary a little bit, but he is not going to let himself turn into that. That is another reason why he is such a great character, and he's so well written, and he's not boring. March of the Oni is a bit of a different animal because him and his father are no longer fighting. They are sort of verbally, fighting with each other. And Lloyd is kind of getting frustrated with him, not understanding, the simplest things of life like emotion and everything, and people dying and how that takes a toll on people. But he's starting to get a little bit close to his father again, but he's just still not there. His father is not, like the Sensei Garmadon is not in there. It's somebody almost completely different in a way, and we see that affecting him. We see that starting to eat away at him, and it's really not good for him. He's trying to get through this and just be able to, he's just trying to be able to survive, dude. And I really do appreciate that kind of character development with him this season. Also, he almost straight up dies. Season 11 was very interesting for Lloyd's character. I think he hasn't had a whole lot to do in recent seasons. So if you're making the argument that he's boring and whatnot in recent seasons, he still has something going for him. He still has that personality there, but I can see where you're coming from. If you say he was just always boring or a Mary Sue, this video has proven you completely wrong. Factually incorrect. Wrong. Sorry. But Season 16 is looking to change that. They're bringing back his father. They're bringing back Harumi. So there's bound to be a lot going on with his character this season, and I honestly cannot wait for it. I am completely stoked. I hope that they do a good job. They've done a decent job in Part 1 so far of his character, and I hope Season 2 proves why he is one of the best characters and show why I like this character to begin with. I hope I've done a good job at describing to you why Lloyd is such a good character, and I really do hope you enjoyed. I just really like this character, and the hate that this character gets, the reasons don't make sense, and I just wanted to defend one of my personal childhood inspirations. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It would really mean a lot to me, and also it's free, so why not? Remember, the resistance never quits.